Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here in the evening this week. Got a busy weekend, so I've come down on Friday night. Just did a bit of watering, a bit of tidying up. Not really any big jobs this week, probably next week or so. I need to get some more soil to fill a couple of beds up and do some fencing and things. But yeah, this week just gonna come down, probably gonna harvest some lettuce, check the tomatoes, it's not tomatoes, the strawberries, give everything a good water. I'm coming down at the moment to do every other night watering. Hopefully that's enough, otherwise I'll get through the water way too quickly really. But yep, it's all looking good. I was last down here Monday I think, so only 4 or 5 days ago, but yeah, it's definitely that bit of the year where everything's growing really quickly. So yeah, it's all looking good. Leeks looking really good. I did notice one little hole of some sort of rodent there, so I'll have to keep an eye on that, make sure they don't eat all the leeks. But they're all looking really good. Need to thin them out at some point soon. But yeah, happy with those. Lettuce is grown a lot in the last few days actually, these little bits at the end, and I think yes, there's more lettuce to harvest again. Probably will be every time I come down now. And I might thin out some of these bigger bits. There's obviously a lot of seed in there, so I'll probably thin some of those out further down the bed or somewhere else another day. But yeah, that's doing really well. Really nice to harvest something already. The onions look much the same, garlic, and they're definitely starting to sort of yellow off on some of the ends. But yeah, it'll be ready soon I think. Same with this garlic, starting to yellow at the ends of the leaves. Probably not quite ready yet, another few weeks probably. Yep, hopefully we'll get some good garlic. Loads more flowers on the beans. It's looking pretty good. Nice and clear. The girls gave it a really good weed the other day, so it's looking good. Yeah, loads and loads of flowers. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get some good beans this year, even though they're very small. They are dwarf plants, but they're very dwarf. But yeah, maybe they'll do well. Peas, I forgot to bring. I was going to bring my string down this week to tie these up. They're starting to latch onto the fence actually, so I'll move them over that way a bit. But you can say they're looking good. This side's even better actually. So yeah, really happy with those. Hopefully we'll get some good peas off those. A couple of little weeds I've just spotted, so I'll sort those out today. Potatoes looking great. This side, the Rudolph have done really well at home. They're doing probably a little bit better than this actually. So that is such a good potato. I really like that one. But the others are doing well too, coming up nicely. If I get time, I might see if I can run the mower around here, see if I can find some grass that needs mowing, and I can use the clippings on my potatoes. Good incentive to keep the lawn nice and all the paths nice on the plot. Over the other side, it's looking pretty good actually. This is the bed, so this bed I need to do something with. I need to get some more soil improver, at least 2 or 3 boxes to fill this up, and then I'll add manure or compost, proper compost to it as and when I can. But yeah, I need to get something planted in there, either some more beans or these 3 beds I've got. So I've got this one and I've got these 2 that are empty still. I was thinking sweet corn for the 2, but so far mine isn't doing that well at home in pots. So it might be more like pumpkins or squash. I did last year sow direct and it did quite well, so I might try that again over here. Yeah, might do that another day. In this one we did chard, so I think some of it is coming up there, Some of that's weeds, but some of that is potentially chard. Can't see much else in there, but yeah, that all looks nice bed still. Potatoes slowly starting to make a appearance over here. It's pretty slow on this side. It is quite a lot in the shade at the back here, which is why I've just used potatoes in here, because there's not much point trying to grow anything that needs too much sun. And these are the ones that were saved from last year, so I haven't spent anything on them. It's always going to be a bit of a poor bed, this one, but hopefully with improving the soil and sort of working it a bit over the years, it'll improve. There's quite a few potatoes coming up, certainly a lot more than there were last week, so yeah, I can see them coming up now, which is kind of good that they're behind the other ones. It'll give me a bit of a succession. Won't mean we get a massive load out to store straight away. And the King Edwards at this end are doing pretty well, as are the ones over here. These are the ones that I relocated that had self-set elsewhere. They're all looking pretty happy, so really glad of that. Yes, that's all the potatoes. Rhubarb bed does need a weed, so I might try and do that tonight. But that at least is growing back some new leaves now. It was eaten a lot, and we can't really see it through there, but there is new leaves on it, so hopefully that plant will get established over the next year or so, and be a bit happier next year. The beans, so these are dwarf green beans, and there were some black ones in there as well. These are actually doing all right. I sowed some as plants and some as seed, and there's quite a lot coming up. Some nice little plants, even outside the netting, that haven't been eaten, which is interesting. I thought they would be nibbled straight away, but they're doing pretty well. So hopefully we might get a decent amount of beans off this one. I did sow a few days ago. I sowed a tray of probably about, I don't know what was in there, maybe 24 little blocks of more beans. So they'll be ready in maybe a month to go out somewhere. So if I've got whatever space I've got, I'll put them out in. Whether that's a Three Sisters kind of bed with the pumpkins, or a whatever space really. I just thought it was worth getting them going, and then we can always use them. Courgette plants, happy with those this year. Looking really good. Growing away nicely. Hopefully we'll get some decent courgettes this year. These are just the green sort of standard courgette. We haven't gone with all the sort of different varieties this year. We didn't really we didn't use the patty pans particularly. They're a bit hard, so I didn't bother with them this year. So what we'd go with the standard ones. But yeah, they're looking good. Kids sowed a load of peas in here for pea shoots. Quite like just eating them quite young, eating in salads and things, or just nibbling way down here mainly. They haven't come up yet. That'll be another couple of weeks, I should think. Raspberry bed. I've just noticed as I'm walking through, a rabbit has been at this again. They really like this bed for some reason. There's a big hole just there. And they really like digging in this bed for some reason. But they don't seem to do much damage to the raspberries, so it's not too big a deal. Maybe one day I'll just put a low fence around it. Yep, they're looking nice and green and healthy. Get some nice crop again this year. And then the last bit is the strawberries. So Anna gave this a really good weed actually. So it's looking a nice bed now. There's a lot of strawberries on here. A lot of little strawberries. It didn't do that well last year, but it was the first year that it'd been in. So maybe this year it will do a bit better. I think I was going to have a look, see if I've got some netting to put over them just to make sure we don't lose them to all the birds and things. But yeah, lots of flowers, lots of green shoots on there. Nothing red on there yet, I don't think. But yeah, happy with that. So yeah, that's how the plot's looking. I'm just going to spend half an hour or so, a little bit of weeding over on some of those beds over there, and around the rhubarb maybe. And yeah, give everything a good water. That takes a fair while with both the plots. But yeah, hope you're all doing well and enjoying getting out in the sunshine. It's supposed to be nice for the next few weeks, I think. Certainly supposed to get some quite warm weather, so we're down here watering quite a lot, I think. But yeah, it's all good. Hopefully it's going to get some nice harvest soon. Looking forward to some broad beans and peas and our garlic. And yeah, look forward to talking to you again next time.